Just ahead of the relays, we will have some presentations. I'm just going to wait for the nod before we go with those. Okay, we are going to start our session by presenting some of our championship trophies, and they will be presented by the Mayor of Corby, Councillor Leanne Buckingham. First up, the Junior Boys 100 metres freestyle. The British Timken Challenge Shield is presented to Corby's Ethan Sobimos. The Senior Boys 100 freestyle, the Dawson Shield is presented to Daventry's Tyler Coles. The Junior Girls 50 freestyle, the NASA Shield is presented to Northampton's Mia Flint. And the Junior Girls 50 backstroke, the NASA Shield is presented to Northampton's Mia Flint. The Senior Girls 50 metres backstroke, the NASA Shield is presented to Northampton's Amelia Chescheek. The Junior Boys 50 breaststroke, the NASA Shield is presented to Corby's Arian Naff. The Senior Boys 50 breaststroke, the NASA Shield is presented to Corby's Caleb O'Brien. The Senior Boys 50 backstroke, the NASA Shield is presented to Rushton's Adam Fraser. And finally, the Junior Girls 100 breaststroke is presented to Wellingborough's Alice Wallinger. Northamptonshire, please put your hands together for all of your county champions. Okay, it's the final day of the Northamptonshire County Championships 2024. That means we've still got a lot of swimming to do. First up, the female 4x100 meters medley relay. In lane 3, Rushton. In lane 4, Northampton Blue. In lane 5, Corby Yellow. And in lane 6, Northampton Gold. This is the female 4x100 meters medley relay. And once again, we go with our relay events. My favorite part of the county championships by far are these relays. We get the opportunity to see the whole of the county come together, cheering on their own team, cheering on each other. And it gets very, very loud inside Corby East Midlands International Pool. Northampton Blue, defending champions on this event. Emilia Chesjik leads the way on this backstroke leg for them. Corby Yellow have Orla Ayton-Jones going up ahead, Northampton. Northampton Gold sat in the bronze medal position currently. Following the backstroke leg, we will have breaststroke from Mia Flint of Northampton and from Grace Wingham of Corby. Wingham will close this gap a little bit. Can she catch up with Mia Flint though? She's powering down this first 50. Rushton trying to bring themselves back into medal contention if they possibly can from lane 3. .150 breaststroke complete, and that gap that Emilia Chesjik had opened up for Northampton has now been closed down by Grace Wingham of Corby. She's not quite level with Mia Flint just yet, but I think she will be by the end of this 100-meter stint. And then the two teams are back to being neck and neck. It's who has more on the butterfly, who has more on the freestyle. Grace Wingham of Corby Yellow has now surpassed Mia Flint of Northampton Blue. It is going to be Corby Yellow ahead of the halfway turn. Harriet Casey dives in for Corby Yellow. Lily Freeman swimming the butterfly for Northampton Blue. And this is a very interesting race. Northampton are going to turn first at the top end. So Lily Freeman brings Northampton back into the lead. It's all going to come down to the freestyle. Corby urging their teammates on the side of the pool. Northampton urging theirs on the far side of the pool. But Lily Freeman has opened up a body length lead over Corby Yellow's Harriet Casey. Final turn, Northampton Blue are over first and they lead by some 3 seconds. This is a big, big ask for Leah Bromwich to catch up with Zoe Giddon. Giddon has been a bit of a secret weapon for Northampton this weekend. Wasn't here last weekend, but this week has proved an absolute asset to them. Into the final 50 meters, and the medals look pretty set in stone at this stage. Zoe Giddon making sure that she puts in just the right amount of energy to hold off Corby's Leah Bromwich into the final 15. And Northampton are going to take the first gold convincingly of the morning. 440.30 for Northampton Blue to take gold. Corby Yellow pick up silver, 442.42. And Corby Gold come in there to take bronze medal position. So Northampton Blue with the gold, Corby Yellow with the silver, Northampton Gold with the bronze medals. 2 more relays to come this morning. Let's go with the next one. This is the open male 4x100 meters medley relay. In lane 1, Corby Blue. In lane 2, Wellingborough. In lane 3, Northampton Blue. In lane 4, Rushden Black. In lane 5, Corby Yellow. In lane 6, Daventry Red. In lane 7, Rushden Gold. And in lane 8, Northampton Gold. This is the open male 4x100 meters medley relay. Well, this is due to be quite a relay. Rushden Black defending champions on this event. Their team of Adam Fraser, Amantethi, Mario Vasconcelos Blanche, and Max Balderson challenging Corby Yellow for the golds here. They have Ethan Randall, Caleb O'Brien, Lewis Mitchell, and Sam Cook in their team. It looks like Corby Yellow are going to be ahead at the halfway stage. Ethan Randall has done his job. He's beaten Adam Fraser to the wall. And away go Corby Yellow now. Caleb O'Brien versus Amantethi. Caleb O'Brien extending Corby Yellow's lead now. Corby Yellow are going for another 4x100, or another 4x100, another relay record in this 4x100 medley. Have a look at Wellingborough in lane 2, sneaking themselves into medal contention. Rushden Gold also up in the medals at the moment. But clear water between Corby Yellow and the rest of the pool here. The time we're watching for, if we're watching for a record, would be 3:57.23. Can that be done here? Wellingborough actually have now pulled themselves into silver medal position ahead of Rushden Black. Can they maintain that though? That would be a very good performance from Wellingborough's open men's team here. Lewis Mitchell on the fly leg for Corby Yellow. Sam Cook is going to do the takeover. And he is away. 3:05.62 on that takeover. Rushden Black are back to being in silver medal position. Wellingborough for the bronzes at the moment. But look at this. Almost 25 meters of water between Corby Yellow and Rushton Black. No one is coming for Corby Yellow's gold medals today, that is for sure. And into the final 25 meters for Sam Cook and Corby Yellow. I don't think he can get there inside the record. It'll be tight to it. He's going to be just outside, but it was a fantastic effort from Corby. They take another gold medal, 3:59.65. And the cheers are still coming because Rushton Black are going to get silver. It looks like Wellingborough could sneak into bronze medal position. Rushton Black takes silver, and it is Wellingborough with the bronze medals. Okay, next up, the Challenge 48 event. The Challenge 48 event is where the teams, all their ages have to add up to the number 48. So you can have any combination of ages, provided they add up to 48. They don't know the strokes they're going to swim. I'm going to read out the teams and we're going to cheer for them, and then we're going to go through the strokes after that. So please welcome your teams. In lane 1, Northampton Gold. In lane 2, Daventry Red. In lane 3, Nen Valley. In lane 4, Corby Yellow. In lane 5, Northampton Blue. In lane 6, Wellingborough. And in lane 7, Kettering Avengers League. All right then, now, by the magic of technology, the scoreboard will now show you all the strokes. So we know that the first swimmers have to swim backstroke. The second leg will now be selected. So Aaron's going to press the button. It will spin the wheel, and we'll see what the second leg is going to be. Second leg will be breaststroke. Second leg will be breaststroke. Third leg, please, Aaron. Will be butterfly on the third leg. And the last time. Will be breaststroke again. So backstroke is first, we already knew that. Then we're going to go breaststroke, butterfly, breaststroke. Referee, when you're ready. And away we go. The craziness of the Challenge 48 relay. 2 girls, 2 boys in each team. Their ages have to add up to 48. Any combination of 4 that equals 48 is absolutely fine, and we have seen some interesting combinations submitted. Now, these swimmers don't get medals. It's not a medal winning event. It's not a championship event. It's just a little bit of fun. If they win this, they get the biggest slab of chocolate imaginable. If they come second, they get a normal size of chocolate. And if they come third, they get a very, very tiny piece of chocolate. That's how it works. Northampton Blue have the lead at the moment. Swimming this second leg for them is Milan Rogers. Wellingborough not doing too badly. Grayson Watford swimming very well for them in lane 6. Holly Coleman on the blocks, ready to dive in for Wellingborough. Karis Thomas ready to dive in for Northampton Blue. It's going to be Wellingborough first to halfway. And now we're on to Butterfly as a second leg. Well, look at this from Northampton Gold. Absolutely charging up the pool right now. On the far side is Jack Bignell. Absolutely charging. They mean business. They've back-ended their relay. 2 boys on the end of it. And now onto breaststroke as a final length. Well, this is a very, very exciting for the end of the Challenge 48 relay. 2 Northampton teams could be in with a chance of taking the massive slabs of chocolate, or maybe Wellingborough could sneak in there. Wellingborough have Martha Booker doing everything she can, but looking at going past her is Nikita Bowles in the centre, and Northampton Gold's James Oscroft on the far side. It's going to be double Northampton as they come into the wall. Lane 5 takes it. Northampton Blue 2:45.75, just ahead of Northampton Gold. Wellingborough in 3rd place. Our first individual event of the morning is the female 13-15 years 400 meters individual medley. There are 3 heats. This is heat 1.
And swimming in lane 3 for Kettering, we have Georgie Beebe. In lane 4 for Northampton, Emily Fern. In lane 5 for Corby, Evelyn Copper. And in lane 6 for Corby, we have Nika Buharova. Heat number 2. And swimming over in lane 1 for Corby, we have Faye Eaton-Jones. In lane 2 for Wellenbury's Alaya Beatson. Lane 3 for Northampton, Isla Robertson. Lane 4 for Corby, Eva Gallagher. Lane 5 for Northampton is Maddie Walden. And in lane 8 for Corby, we have Isabel Tanner. And the final heat is heat number 3. And swimming in lane 1 for Northampton, we have Lana Webb. In lane 2 for Kettering, Lauren Morley. In lane 3 for Northampton, Emily Denton. Lane 4 for Northampton, Holly Hale. Lane 5 for Northampton, Phoebe Adams. Lane 6 for Northampton, Orna Lett. Lane 7 for Northampton, Mia Allen. And in lane 8, also for Northampton, is Naya Wilkinson. And we now move on to event 605, which is the open male 10 to 12 years 400 metres freestyle, and this is heat number 1 of 2. And swimming in lane 3 for Daventry, we have Alex Lawrence. In lane 4 for Northampton is Joseph Bird. And in lane 5 for Corby is Oscar Pavlovsky. And the final heat is heat number 2. And swimming over in lane 1 for Nen Valley, we have Hugo Flickwit. Lane 2 for Northampton, Jacob Quennell. Lane 3 for Wellingborough, Noah Patterson. Lane 4 for Northampton, Oscar Venn. Lane 5 for Northampton, James Oscroft. Lane 6 for Daventry, Elliot Thompson. Lane 7 for Wellingborough's Grayson Watford. And in lane 8, swimming for Corby, we have Oscar Cutmore. And the final results are in for the female 13 to 15 years 400 metres individual medley. In the 13 years age category, the gold position goes to Georgia Beebe from Kettering. In the 14 years category, the bronze goes to Mia Allen from Northampton, silver to Maddie Walden from Northampton, and gold to Orna Lett from Northampton. And in the 15 years age group, the bronze goes to Emily Denton from Northampton, silver to Lauren Morley from Kettering, and gold to Phoebe Adams from Northampton. We're now on event 606, which is a female 10 to 12 years, 200 metres backstroke, and this is heat number 1 of 3. And in lane 2 for Corby, we have Abigail Tomlinson. Lane 3 for Corby, Lucy Donnelly. Lane 4 for Northampton, Daria Balowski. Lane 5 for Northampton, Yvette Blackwell. And in lane 6 for Daventry's Ivy Morris. Heat number 2. And in lane 1 for Northampton, we have Millie Webb. Lane 2 for Kettering is Jessica Barrett. Lane 3 for Northampton is Alice Thorpe-Williams. Lane 4 for Northampton is Isla Adams. Lane 5 for Northampton is Vida Coulson. Lane 6 for Corby is Riley Webber. Lane 7 for Northampton is Ava Mitchell. And swimming in lane 8 for Wellingborough, we have Millie Davies. And the final heat is heat number 3. And swimming in lane 1 for Northampton, we have Caris Thomas. Lane 2 for Corby is Isabel Pavlovsky. Lane 3 for Wellingborough, Martha Booker. Lane 4 for Northampton, Alyssa Gerard. Lane 6 for Wellingborough, Sophia Pavlician. Lane 7 for Northampton is Esme Haynes, and in lane 8 for Corby is Skylar Glendenning. We're now in event 607, which is the open male 13 to 15 years, 200 metres freestyle, and this is heat number 1 of 6. Swimming in lane 3 for Rushden, we have Benjamin White. Lane 4 for Wellingborough's George Brotherston, and in lane 5 for Corby is Eric Boutan. I have noticed of disqualification in event 605. That's event 605, which was heat 1, lane 5, and that was for a technical infraction. That's 605, heat 1, lane 5. And in the male 10 to 12 years, 400 metres freestyle category, in the 10 to 11 years, bronze position went to Joseph Bird from Northampton, silver to Jacob Quennell from Northampton, and gold to James Oscroft from Northampton. And in the 12 years age group, silver went to Elliot Thompson from Daventry and gold went to Oscar Venn from Northampton. Heat number 2. And in lane 1 for Northampton, we have Louis Pell. Lane 2 for Northampton is Kushal Mistry. Lane 3 for Corby is Wojciech Balak. Lane 4 for Corby, Joel Whiffen. Lane 5 for Corby is Daniel Mastata. Lane 6 for Daventry, Daniel Rees. Lane 7 for Northampton, Seth Gillies. And in lane 8, swimming for Northampton is Mason Howe. Heat number 3. In lane 1 for Wellingborough we have Jasper Woodhead, lane 2 for Corby is Jensen Wiseman Hay, lane 3 for Kettering is David Tennant, lane 4 for Wellingborough is Zachary James Fraser, lane 6 for Corby is Jacob Seedlock, lane 7 for Corby is Fraser Prescott, and in lane 8 for Wellingborough is Aidan Penny. Heat number 4. And swimming in lane 1 for Kettering we have Noah Bealby, lane 2 for Corby is Jack Robertson, lane 3 for Northampton Edward Oscroft, lane 4 for Northampton Jack Hurry, lane 5 for Corby is Lorenzio Scholen, lane 6 for Daventry Anthony Lott, lane 7 for Corby is Max Cartervan, and in lane 8 for Wellingborough is Aaron Mountford. We have results of the female 10 to 12 years 200 metres backstroke. In the 10 to 11 years age group, in bronze position we have Isla Adams from Northampton. Silver was Esme Haynes from Northampton. On gold was Vida Coulson from Northampton. And in the 12 years age group, in bronze we have Alice Thorpe Williams from Northampton. Silver was Martha Booker from Wellingborough, and gold went to Eliza Girard from Northampton. And we did have a technical infraction on that event, 606, which is Heat 1, Lane 2. That was event 606, Heat 1, Lane 2. Disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat number 5. Over in lane 1 for Rushden, we have Joshua Dix. Lane 2 for Northampton, Nikita Balls. Lane 3 for Northampton, George Brazier. Lane 4 for Northampton, Zachary Jones. Lane 5 for Corby, Arian Nath. Lane 6 for Northampton, Riley Woodward. Lane 7 for Daventry, Christian Kupkovs. And in lane 8 for Wellingboro's Arjun Nair. And the final heat is heat number 6. In lane 1 for Northampton, we have David Bilowski. Lane 2 for Originalist Finley Emery. Lane 3 for Corby Oliver Horn. Lane 4 for Corby Ethan Stoppit Moss. Lane 5 for Corby Finley Dare. Lane 6 for Risdon Oliver Vasconcelos Blanche. Lane 7 for Wellingborough Ronnie Booker. And in lane 8 for Daventry's Charles Russell. This is event 608, which is a female 16 years and over 200 metres butterfly, and there's just one heat for this event. In lane 3 for Rushden we have Rowan White, lane 4 for Corby Lily Tappan, lane 5 for Northampton Amelia Cheschik, and in lane 6 for Rushden is Amy McVeigh. And this is event 609, which is the open male, 16 years and over, 200 metres breaststroke, and this is heat number 1 of 2. And in lane 3 for Wellingborough we have Noah Wrightson, lane 4 for Wellingborough's Benjamin Bays, lane 5 for Kettering is Sina Manny, and in lane 6 for Kettering is Dylan Bealby. And the final heat is heat number 2. In lane 1 for Kettering we have Harris Chaxfield, lane 2 for Kettering is Curtis Minnie, lane 3 for Wellingborough James Annabel, lane 4 for Wellingborough Aaron Flynn, lane 5 for Rushden Amantethi, lane 6 for Northampton Man of Mystery, lane 7 for Kettering Cole Angel, and in lane 8 for Kettering we have Daniel Doyle. And the finalists for the 200 metres freestyle in the 13 years age group are Eric Boutan, Kushal Mistry, Louis Pell, Daniel Mastata, Jacob Seedluck, Daniel Rees, Benjamin White, Seth Gillis with no reserves. 14 years age group we have Aidan Penny, Wojciech Valak, Aaron Mountford, Lorenzo Chowlan, Nikita Bells, Noah Bealby, Zachary Fraser and Jasper Woodhead with reserves of George Brotherston and Mason Howe. And in the 15 years age group we have Riley Woodward, Arian Nath, Ethan Soppit-Moss, Jack Hurry, Zachary Jones, Finlay Dare, Christian Cupcovs, George Brazier and reserves of Oliver Horn and Finlay Emery. And there's been a disqualification in event 607, heat 3, lane 2. That was 607, heat 3, lane 2, which was for a technical infraction. We now move on to event 610, which is a female 10 to 12 years, 100 metres freestyle, and this is heat number 1 of 5. In lane 3 for Corby, we have Victoria Komorowska. Lane 4 for Northampton, Amelia Cardona. And in lane 5 for Nen Valley is Liberty Lambert. Heat number 2. In lane 1 for Northampton, we have Yvette Blackwell. Lane 2 for Corby is Renwood. Lane 3 for Corby, Eleanor Williams. Lane 4 for Daventry, Elsie Smith. Lane 5 for Wellingborough is Millie Davies. Lane 6 for Northampton is Olivia Fern. And in lane 8 for Daventry, we have Ivy Morris. Heat number 3. In lane 1 for Northampton, we have Isla Adams. Lane 2 for Northampton, Vida Coulson. Lane 3 for Corby is Isabel Pavlovsky. Lane 4 for Northampton, Alyssa Gerard. Lane 5 for Wellingborough, Neve Booker. Lane 6 for Wellingborough is Megan James. Lane 7 for Corby, Skylar Glendenning. And in lane 8 for Northampton, we have Daria Belowski. Heat number 4. In lane 1 for Corby, we have Olive Copper. Lane 2 for Corby, Abigail Tomlinson. Lane 3 for Kettering is Jessica Barrett. Lane 4 for Northampton, Caris Thomas. Lane 5 for Wellingborough, Martha Booker. Lane 6 for Wellingborough, Jasmine Dodds. Lane 7 for Northampton is Bowen Wainwright. And the results are in for the female 16 years and over 200 butterfly. In the 16 years age group, gold position went to Rowan White. And in the 17 years age group, silver to Amelia Chescheek and gold to Lily Tapham. And in the male 200, 16 and over breaststroke, 16 years, bronze was Daniel Dole from Kettering, silver Cole Angel from Kettering, and gold went to Amantethi from Rushden. And in the 17 years age group, bronze went to Man of Mystery from Northampton, silver to James Annable from Wellingborough, and gold to Aaron Flynn from Wellingborough. And the final heat is heat number 5. In lane 1, swimming for Northampton, we have Millie Webb. Lane 2 for Northampton is Ava Mitchell. Lane 3 for Corby, Riley Webber. Lane 5 for Northampton, Alex Thorpe Williams. Lane 6 for Northampton, Esme Haynes. Lane 7 for Rushden and Amber Muir. And in lane 8 for Corby, we have Martha Blake. And we move on to event 611, which is the open male 13 to 15 years 100 metres backstroke, and this is heat number 1 of 5. And in lane 2 for Northampton, we have Kashal Mystery. Lane 3 for Northampton, Andre Anton. Lane 4 for Northampton, Louis Pell. Lane 5 for Wellingborough, Liam Levitt. And in lane 6 for Northampton, Mason Howe. Heat number 2. In lane 1 for Kettering, we have Alexandra Warina. Lane 2 for Daventry's Daniel Rees. Lane 3 for Risdon Joshua Dix. Lane 4 for Northampton Nikita Bowles. Lane 5 for Wellingborough Arjun Nair. Lane 6 for Wellingborough Jasper Woodhead. Lane 7 for Corby's Jensen Wiseman Hay. And in lane 8, swimming for Kettering, we have Ryan Doyle. Heat number 3. Swimming off in lane 1 for Northampton, we have David Bilowski. Lane 2 for Northampton is Edward Oscroft. Lane 3 for Kettering is Noah Bealby. Lane 4 for Northampton is Jack Hurry. Lane 5 for Corby is Lorenzio Cholan. Lane 6 for Risdon Finley Emery. Lane 7 for Corby is Maxim Cartavan. And in lane 8 for Wellingborough, we have Ronnie Booker. Heat number 4. In lane 1, swinging for Wellingborough, we have Oscar Ruffton. Lane 2 for Northampton, Riley Woodward. Lane 3 for Northampton, Zachary Jones. Lane 4 for Corby, Finlay Dare. Lane 5 for Rushden, Oliver Vasconcelos Blanche. Lane 6 for Corby, Fraser Prescott. Lane 7 for Corby, Oliver Horn. And in lane 8 for Daventry is Christian Kupkovs. And the final heat is heat number 5. And in lane 1 for Wellingborough, we have Zachary Fraser. Lane 2 for Daventry, Anthony Lott. Lane 3 for Corby is Jack Robertson. Lane 4 for Corby is Ethan, it's my birthday today, Soppit Moss. Lane 6 for Wellingborough is Aaron Mountford. Lane 7 for Northampton is George Brazier. And in lane 8 for Corby, we have Daniel Mastata. We're now in event 612, which is a female 16 years and over, 100 metres breaststroke, and this is heat number 1 of 4. In lane 4 for Rushden, we have Chloe Powell. Lane 5 for Wellingborough is Millie Day, and in lane 6 for Northampton, we have Rose Webb. The results are in for the female 10 to 12 years 100 metres freestyle final, and the finalists in the 10 to 11 years age group are Millie Webb, Abigail Tomlinson, Amber Muir, Riley Webber, Vida Coulson, Megan James, Esme Haynes and Isla Adams, with reserve finalists of Elsie Smith and Millie Davies. And in the 12 years age group we have Jessica Barrett, Ava Mitchell, Alyssa Girard, Alice Thorpe Williams, Caris Thomas, Martha Booker, Neve Booker, Bowen Wainwright, and the reserve finalists are Martha Blake and Skylar Glendenning. Heat number 2. In lane 1 for Kettering we have Lana Giles, lane 2 for Ocean is Annabelle Coleman, lane 3 for Corby Sophia Whiffen, lane 4 for Kettering Emily Batchelor, lane 5 for Kettering Magenta Kenyon, lane 6 for Wellingborough Ruby Cummins, lane 7 for Rushden Rowan White, and in lane 8 for Northampton we have Eliza Humphrey. Heat number 3. In lane 1 for Northampton, we have Grace Grindrod. Lane 2 for Northampton, Amelia Chescheek. Lane 3 for Northampton, Lily Freeman. Lane 4 for Corby, Lily Tappan. Lane 5 for Wellingboro's Olivia James. Lane 6 for Northampton is Isabel Sharp. Lane 7, Northampton is Scarlett Humphrey. And in lane 8, swimming for Northampton is Amber Haycock. And the final heat is heat number 4. In lane 1 for Northampton, we have Maisie Summers-Newton. Lane 2 for Corby, Orla Eaton-Jones. Lane 3 for Nen Valley, Charlotte Jarman. Lane 4 for Corby, Grace Swingham. Lane 5 for Daventry, Alice Beryl. Lane 6 for Kettering, Charlotte Mayer. Lane 7 for Northampton, Annabelle Lloyd. And in lane 8 for Kettering is Alice Bugby. And the results are in for the 13 to 15 years 100 metres backstroke male. 13 years age group, we have Louis Pell, Daniel Rees, Daniel Mastata, Ryan Doyle, Andre Anton and Kushal Mistry. In the 14 years age group, the finalists are Jensen Wiseman Hay, Nikita Bowles, Zachary Fraser, Aaron Mountford, Lorenzio Chowland, Noah Bealby, Alexander Arena and Liam Lovett, with the reserves of Jasper Woodhead and Mason Howe. And in the 15 years age group, we have George Brazier, Jack Robertson, Jack Hurry, Ethan Soppit-Moss, Finley Dare, Oliver Vasconcelos Blanche, Zachary Jones and Fraser Prescott. And the reserve finalists are Riley Woodward and Anthony Lott. Moving on to the 50 events now, we have event 613, which is the open male 10 to 12 years 50 metres freestyle, and this is heat number 1 of 5. In lane 1 for Northampton we have Harry Taylor, lane 2 for Northampton is Milan Rogers, lane 3 for Daventry Bryn Sensgall, lane 5 for Nen Valley Ethan Yeboah, lane 6 for Northampton Aidan Stilgo, lane 7 for Corby Ewan Thau, and in lane 8 for Daventry Matteo Dragon. Heat number 2. In lane 1 for Wellingborough we have Harry Bays, lane 2 for Kettering Andre Arena, lane 3 for Northampton Jacob Quennell, lane 4 for Northampton Jack Jackson, lane 5 for Corby Oscar Cutmore, lane 6 for Corby Oscar Pavlovsky, heat number 3. In lane 1 for Corby we have Mikhail Kojanovic, I think. Lane 2 for Corby Percy Green, lane 3 for Northampton James Oscroft, lane 4 for Northampton Oscar Venn, lane 5 for Northampton Kirill Mararu, lane 6 for Corby Oliver Trenwith, lane 7 for Nen Valley Hugo Flickwiet, and in lane 8 for Corby's Riley Whips. Heat number 4. Lane 1 for Nen Valley we have Jasper Pevley, lane 2 for Wellingborough Grayson Watford, lane 3 for Northampton is Lucas Poole, lane 4 for Daventry Elliot Thompson, lane 5 for Corba Casper Seedlack, lane 6 for Wellingborough Sue Chun Yip, lane 7 for Wellingborough's Charlie Brotherston, and in lane 8 for Nen Valley we have Brodie Smith. And the final heat is heat number 5. In lane 1 for Daventry, we have Alex Lawrence. Lane 2 for Northampton, Victor Buscasu. Lane 3 for Wellingborough, Noah Patterson. Lane 4 for Corby is Aidan Horn. Lane 5 for Kettering is Harry Langston. Lane 6 for Northampton is Joseph Bird. Lane 7 for Nen Valley is Alexander Stevenson. And in lane 8 for Wellingborough, we have Cameron Hughes. We now move on to event 614, which is a female 13 to 15 years, 50 metres breaststroke, and this is heat number 1 of 8. In lane 1 for Kettering, we have Alice Robotham. Lane 2 for Daventry, Lily Fulford. Lane 3 for Corby, Alexandro Soltano. Lane 4 for Daventry, Hannah Chadwick. Lane 5 for Corby, Olivia Hayo. In lane 6 for Corby, we have Cody Lowe. In lane 7 for Kettering, we have Mara Rizak. Heat number 2. Lane 1 for Northampton, we have Maddie Walden. Lane 2 for Kettering, Ella Fairbairn. Lane 3 for Kettering, Sophia Tellum. Lane 4 for Corby, Marcy Blackford. Lane 5 for Corby, Nika Buharova. Lane 6 for Northampton, E. Beresford Lindell. Lane 7 for Kettering is Madeline Watts. And lane 8 for Kettering is Georgia Beebe. Heat number 3. In lane 1 for Wellingborough, Scarlett Cummins. Lane 2 for Northampton, Lana Webb. Lane 3 for Corby, Lucy Preston. Lane 4 for Nen Valley's Jasmine Reynolds. Lane 5 for Kettering is Rebecca Johnson. Lane 6 for Northampton is Eve Taylor. Lane 7 for Northampton, Emily Fern. And in lane 8 for Northampton, we have Emily Denton. And I have notice of a technical infraction on event 613, heat 2, lane 5. That was event 613, heat 2, lane 5. They were disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat number 4. In lane 1 for Wellinbury we have Harriet Hanrahan, lane 2 for Corby Isabel Tanner, lane 3 for Wellinbury's Alice Wood, lane 4 for Corby is Eva Jovanovic, lane 5 for Corby is Imogen Berger, lane 6 for Wellinbury Lily Cowell, lane 7 for Corby Maddie Taylor, and in lane 8 for Wellinbury we have Faye Martinot. Heat number 5. Swimming in lane 1 for Corby we have Beth Rebben, lane 2 for Corby Eva Gallagher, lane 3 for Wellingborough Lillian French, lane 4 for Corby's Faye Eaton Jones, lane 5 for Kettering is Frankie Lamont, lane 6 for Northampton Mackenzie Wainwright, lane 7 for Northampton Mia Allen, and in lane 8 for Kettering we have Kaylee Norton. Heat number 6. Lane 1 for Rushden we have Kennedy McHugh, lane 2 for Kettering Kimberly Hayes, lane 3 for Corby is Kaya Dawson, lane 4 for Kettering is Lily Beish, lane 5 for Wellingborough Alice Wallinger, lane 6 for Daventry's Hannah Marsden, lane 7 for Wellingboroug's Imogen Dodds, and in lane 8 for Corby we have Saxon Swan. Heat number 7. Lane 1 for Corby we have Isabel Froud, lane 2 for Kettering Chloe Perkins, lane 3 for Wellingboro's Kate Lonergan, Lane 4 for Kettering, Isla May Underwood. Lane 5 for Kettering, Megan Barber. Lane 6 for Daventry's Eva Reamsbottom. Lane 7 for Northampton is Ornelette. And in lane 8 for Corby we have Evelyn Copper. And the final heat is heat number 8. Swimming in lane 1 for Rigdon we have Elizabeth Powell. Lane 2 for Rigdon is Esme Brown. Lane 3 for Corby is Melande Badenhorst. Lane 4 for Northampton is Mia Flint. Lane 5 for Northampton is Nia Wilkinson. Lane 6 for Daventry's Evie Donaldson. Lane 7 for Corby is Georgia Smith. And in lane 8 for Northampton we have Maya Bovingdon. And now the final event for this morning is event 615, which is the open male 16 years and over 50 metres freestyle, and this is heat number 1 of 8. And swimming in lane 3 for Kettering we have William Bevitt, and in lane 4 for Daventry we have Kean Saville. Heat number 2. In lane 2 for Kettering we have Dylan Bealby. Lane 3 for Kettering is Jack Baish. Lane 4 for Northampton Kyle Johnson-Smith. Lane 5 for Kettering Ruben Hickman. Lane 6 for Wellingborough Aaron McNicholas. And in lane 7 for Kettering we have Ethan Watts. Sorry. Heat number 3. In lane 1 for Nen Valley we have Lewis Reynolds, lane 2 for Wellingborough Benjamin Bays, lane 3 for Kettering is Sina Manny, lane 4 for Rushden Ewan Swanson, lane 5 for Wellingborough Michael Cheschik, lane 6 for Northampton Matthew Taylor, lane 7 for Brackley Harrison Parslow Banks, and in lane 8 for Kettering we have Harris Chaxfield. Heat number 4. In lane 1 for Northampton we have Matthew Bird, lane 2 for Corby is Ron Elkin, lane 3 for Northampton Eden Rowe, lane 4 for Wellingborough Yogi Pateman, lane 5 for Nen Valley Franklin Phillips, lane 6 for Kettering is Daniel Doyle, lane 7 for Wellingborough is Callum Taylor, and in lane 8 for Kettering we have Dylan Smith. Heat number 5. Swimming for Corby in lane 1 we have Joseph Greaves, in lane 2 we have our resident DJ for Wellingborough Matthew McNicholas, lane 3 for Wellingborough is Harry Faulkner, lane 4 for Corby is James Plenderleaf, lane 5 for Northampton Jack Kentish, lane 6 for Northampton Jack Bignell, lane 7 for Wellingborough is Noah Wrightson, and in lane 8 for Northampton we have Connor Munden. Heat number 6. In lane 1 for Corby we have Tyler Holloman, lane 2 for Rushden Elliot Barker, lane 3 for Northampton Thomas Boyd, lane 4 for Rushden Adam Fraser, lane 5 for Corby Samuel Cook, lane 6 for Corby Ethan Randall, lane 7 for Wellingborough Aaron Flynn, and in lane 8 for Northampton is Matthew Debenham. Heat number 7. In lane 1 for Wellingborough we have Connor Allen, lane 2 for Wellingborough Prince Morone, lane 3 for Daventry Tyler Coles, lane 4 for Rushden Max Balderson, lane 5 for Daventry Ryan Coles, lane 6 for Rushden Mario Vasconcelos Blanche, lane 7 for Kettering Cole Angel, and in lane 8 for Kettering is Marcus Chan. And the final heat is heat number 8. In lane 1 for Rushden we have Albert Mulcher, lane 3 for Wellingboro's James Annabel, lane 4 for Corby's Lewis Mitchell, lane 5 for Daventry's Thomas Stevens, lane 6 for Corby's Caleb O'Brien, lane 7 for Northampton is Aaron Warren, and in lane 8 for Rushden is Aman Tefi. And that concludes this morning's session. The warm-up will start at 12 noon, and I believe it will be the boys' warm-up first, and this afternoon session for the relays will commence at 1 p.m.